So in problem number 2, we need to figure out if the product, which is given here, here, and here, is defined. So can we find a product? And if you can, what's the dimension of the new matrix when you multiply those two matrices? That's what we want to figure out. So I'm going to take each of these and one at a time, this one, and this one, and we'll discuss each of those and how to do them. Ooh, I wonder who texted me. I'll check right after this. I'm going to show you how to do this, and I'll check my text. Okay, so first we're going to do P. P times Q is right here, so this is how I like to figure out if you can multiply P times Q. Now P is a 3 by 3 times Q, which is a 3 by 2. Now to figure out if you can multiply them, you got to have them in the right order. See, notice this was PQ and I wrote PQ. Multiplying matrices, order matters. I know when you're just multiplying numbers like 2 times 3, you can swap them around, and that's the same as 3 times 2. That is not the case when you're dealing with matrices, okay? You have to have them in the right order. And then what happens, this is how you figure it out. See these inner numbers right here, this 3 and this 3? If they are equal, you can multiply them. So is 3 equal to 3? Yes. Yes, it is. So you can multiply them. Now, here's how you figure out the dimensions of the new one. Dimensions of the new one are the outside numbers right here. Okay, so the new matrix PQ is a 3 by 2 matrix. That's what it turns out to be in the end. So, can you do it? Yes. What's the dimensions of the new matrix? It's 3 rows, and 2 columns. Okay, so that's for this one right here. Okay, let's go move on to another one. Let's move on to this one right here. Let me erase the screen. Move this one over here because we're done with it. And we got W, which is a 2 row by 5 column matrix, and X, which is a 2 row by 5 column matrix, and we're gonna do W times X. So we can write this down here. W is a 2, 5, okay, multiplied by X, which is a 2, 5. And we just want to make sure we can multiply these. And make sure we can multiply them, we just look at these inner numbers once you have it in the right order. Notice that these are not equal. Therefore, you cannot multiply them. W times X, okay? I should say it that way. You cannot multiply W times X. Sometimes you can swap them around and it will multiply. It's like one way works and one way doesn't, but the way they give you is the way you have to try it, okay? So this one is a no-go. Let's try one last one on here. Move this one on over. Which one was it? The PQ? No, it's this one. This is our next one, okay? We got R, which is a 3 by 8, and S, which is a 4 by 3. You want to find SR. We can multiply S times R, so we're going to start by writing our S because that's what they give you first. We have an S, which is a 4, 3 matrix. We're multiplying that by an R, which is a 3, 8 matrix. We first are going to check the inner numbers right here. Are they the same? They are the same. They're equal, so we can multiply these. Now we got to figure out what's the dimensions of the new matrix. Well, the new dimensions are going to be right here. SR is a 4 by 8 matrix right there. So anyway, I just want to refresh on this. I know it's not a hard concept to cover, but we haven't talked about it in a while, and I want to make sure that you have this idea down for tomorrow. Okay, hopefully this was helpful.